Hey, thank you so much for downloading this Worship Weekly Planner. I know it's going to help you out so much. I just want to talk it through with you so that you know exactly what to do and how it's going to help you go from stress into being able to bless other people. First of all, you want to email the pastor or the person that's speaking and saying, hey, could you just answer some of these questions? I'm looking forward to you to speak, and I'd like to know the message topic. I'd love to know like your 3 main points, and I'd love to have the Bible verse that you're using during your message. What that's going to do is, number one, it's going to make you more unified in your song choice and in what you're going to be planning. Number two, they are going to be super happy you did that because you are showing that you care about what they're speaking about. And that's just going to bring unity between you and the pastor. Then you want to figure out what the goal of the service is. What is the goal? What are you trying to go after? Is it that you're trying to get a response out of people? Is it that people want to feel the joy of the Lord? Is it that people want to know God's love today in a deep way? Write that down because that's going to unify you as well. The next bit is the rehearsal word inspiration. What is that, Chris? Well, what that is that you're trying to come up with something that is close to what the speaker is speaking about, and it's inspiring your team during rehearsal. What I see a lot of people do is just get into singing songs and playing songs in your rehearsal. An amazing thing to do first is do your sound check and then say, okay, everyone, and just get on the mic. Okay, everyone, we're just going to talk about the service coming up, and here's just a 2-minute quick word of encouragement from God's word for us. And it might be that they're talking about love. They're talking about John 3:16, so let's pick a really easy verse. For God so loved the world that he gave his son. And you may say to them, hey, this is the Bible verse, for God so loved and gave his son. And do you know that Jesus came literally for every person in this team today? That he came for you, he came for me. And I think what I'd love for us to do is just to stop and pause and think about, what does that mean for me? What is God saying to me right now that Jesus came for me? And give them a moment to think about that. What that does is that gets God's word in their heart. And as you go to do rehearsal, it really brings this unified sense that you are all on the same team. And then I'll just pray and then get into your music. Down the bottom, you've got communication to the band. What does the band need to know during the week leading up to it? Do they need to know what certain keys are? Do they need to know who is actually leading what song? Do they need to know you're doing a new song and there needs to be, you're going to do it like this version, not this other version? What's the communication you need? What's the communication to the pastor or host? Or hey, by the way, we're doing an acoustic service this weekend, not a band service. I just wanted to let you know. Just gets you thinking. And then lastly, it's your songs and transitions. Now, why I've done this is that the transitions are boxed because transitions are one of the most important parts as a worship leader to get right, to make sure that we get this really good flow during our service. So what is your transition one? I usually like to use 3 things. Use God's word, use prayer, and get people to think. So it might be transition 1 is, hey, here's what the Bible passage is that we're going through today. So I'm just going to read it before we start this next song. Number 2, it could be prayer. So I'm just going to pray between the 2 songs and write that out. What are you going to pray about? Number 3, what's a question I'm going to give people? Hey, as we transition the song into this next song, what does God's love mean to you today? What do you need from God today in the aspect of his love for you? Have a think about that as we start this song. And then if you can get those transitions sorted, if you can get those songs sorted, if you know the plan, if you know what the message is, you're going to feel so much more secure walking up on stage because you know the plan and you know where you're heading. I hope that helps. I hope that as you download this is going to be something that's going to be with you for a while so you feel like you know what's going on. But thank you again for downloading it. I'll be in touch with some other things coming up too. Go to our website, worshipdevelopmentcoach.com. There's some more things there, or check it out on Instagram and Facebook as well. But I hope you're doing well, and I hope this serves you, and I hope it gives you a lot for your leading, going from stress into peace coming up.